Surveillance video shows almost everything that happens second by second. Just before 11:30 last night, this black Mercedes pulls into a Chevron station at Beechnut and 59 South. The driver jumps out and starts running toward the gas pumps. It turns out the man was a suspect in a series of armed robberies. Police were hot on his tail. He tries to carjack the white vehicle you see here. Inside the car, a mom and her 1-year-old child in the back seat. What happens next? The worst part, you can't see clearly in this video. Police say the suspect wouldn't put down his gun or get out of the car. Police fire. The suspect is shot and killed. Tragically, the 1-year-old child in the back seat is shot in the head.
His mother says he still has fragments of a bullet lodged in his brain. She shared this information and photos at a press conference today, alleging the baby was a victim of racial bias and announcing she plans to sue. We want to warn you here, some images are going to be hard to see. Here's Sherman Chow.
This was 1-year-old Legend Smalls before March 3rd. This is the toddler afterwards.
The right side of his skull is removed. He still has bullet fragments in his head. My baby didn't deserve to be shot, especially not by the police.
19-year-old Deja Smalls was at a Southwest Houston gas station when a suspected armed robber fleeing police opened her car door.
I wouldn't give him my car because I let him know that I have a child in my car and that I would not leave my car without my son.
She says the man.
Deja Smalls, the mother of Legend Smalls, who is 1 year old, on March 3rd of this year. Deja was pumping gas at the Chevron station, finished pumping gas and got into her car where her baby Legend was in the back seat in his car seat. The police were chasing a suspect who allegedly had committed armed robbery. The car he was driving hit a curve and apparently must have came inoperable. He got out of his car running with a gun and came to Deja's car and opened her door with the gun and shouted obscenities to her, telling her to get out the car. Deja screamed repeatedly that I'm not getting out of the car, my baby's in the back seat. She screamed at the top of her lungs. And when she didn't get out the car, he then jumped in the car and sat on top of Deja, trying to put the car in gear. Deja was inside the car, not outside the car, when the Houston police officers opened fire into the car, shooting the suspect and killing him while he was in the car on top of Deja. And tragically, one of the bullets shot by the Houston police officer went into her baby Legend head, causing him to 2 weeks later still be in pediatric intensive care. They had to remove part of his skull to deal with the swelling of his brain. They also had to remove the bullet from his brain. He's had multiple seizures, over 10 seizures. He's still fighting for his life. They continue every day when Deja asks, what is the prognosis? They say it's wait and see, hope for the best. He's still struggling to breathe on his own. He was on a ventilator for over 10 days. But Little Legend is strong. Little Legend is fighting. And we are all praying that he will get through this. But as Attorney Ramanucci and I and Attorney Miller, we discussed what would be his quality of life. This 1-year-old baby, Deja's baby, what would be his quality of life after having a bullet removed from his brain and part of his skull removed to relieve the pressure from brain swelling? We're going to talk about the issues surrounding the Houston Police Department shooting into the car of an innocent black woman who was just pumping gas, and they knew she was in the car. If they try to say they did not know that the baby was in the car, well, they at least knew she was in the car. I mean, you saw the videos, it's well lit. You saw how close they were. She's screaming at the top of her lungs. But they still shoot anyway.